Hello, everyone. So, I've been talking to a lot of my friends about everything that's going on in the world today, and I think that is something to be said about how beautiful the revolution is to watch right now. And however you call God, Allah, Jehovah, whatever it is that you believe, you have to see that they are working, because what happened in Minnesota is not different from what happened to Sandra Bland, Philando Castillo, Tamir Rice. It's not different at all. What makes this situation different is that we are experiencing this in a time of a global pandemic where there are absolutely zero distractions. No football, no basketball, no baseball, no vacations, no brunch dates, no Tinder dates, nothing to distract you from what is happening in this country still to this day. So everyone is already just tired. They're tired of cabin fever. They're tired of not having any answers. They're tired of not seeing any end in sight. They're just tired for so many different reasons, to the point where we've become restless. And when you're restless, you're sleepy, but you're awake. And this has been different from anything I've experienced in my lifetime, because never in my lifetime have I seen corporations and businesses stand beside the Black community openly saying that we have their support. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes, you have the looting and you have the rioting, but all of that is what happens when you have a revolution. Even with the Boston Tea Party, it all started from just destruction of property because of a quote-unquote no taxation without representation, because we didn't want to have someone who's not here representing us. That's the same thing that the Black Power movement and the Black Lives movement is saying to you. And it's not even just solely about the Black community, because there are thousands of countless Latin and brown people whose names we will never know, indigenous people whose names we will never know, who've experienced police brutality. So if we have the stage as the Black community, we want to say that it's not okay that it happens to us this way. It's not okay that it happens to anyone. So to see the world stand behind us and put these people in line and still get no justice for Breonna Taylor, and still not know when the pandemic is going to be over and what happens after this moment, what happens in November. We have to continue to put our foot on these corporations and these city officials to make change and to stand behind what they said that they believed in. Stand behind us and continuing to have conversations and continuing to make sure that we hold people accountable. That's all that we want, is to have people be held accountable for taking our trust, taking our taxpayer dollars for granted. I don't feel like that's asking for too much. If in Georgia, if I have to pay taxes on my tag, there is no reason when I am legally driving on a road that I pay taxes to maintain, am I being stopped by someone who's not only whose salary I pay taxes to contribute to, but also I contribute to the insurance premiums to make sure that if they kill me, even though I pay taxes on my tag to make sure that my vehicle is in line so I do not get stopped, and I am still murdered by them, they need to be held accountable, period. No taxation without representation. I'm tired. Everyone is tired of capitalism using racism as a tool to continue this destruction of humanity. It's gotta stop. And that is what makes it so unreal and just amazing to see the changes that's happening. We've held these companies accountable. We can do the same with these city officials. When you go and vote for your senators and the people who represent you in your state, even if the person that you elected, the person that you voted for does not win, that does not mean that you do not hold them accountable. It doesn't mean that the person that you elected into office, that you can just let them just do whatever they want and not keep not one promise. No, you continue to keep their foot on their neck until they feel every single bit of breath coming out of their body the way that George did when he was on that ground in Minnesota. You keep their foot on their neck until they make real change. You elected them. Whether you elected them or not, they're in office. Therefore, they're accountable to you because you are their constituents. Not just during an election year. Every day, for as long as they are in office, they are accountable to you. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. The revolution will not be televised. It will be streamed. It will be streamed for the world to see. What are you going to do now that you have the whole world looking at you? We had 50 states marching for justice for the Black community. That is amazing. Don't get so bogged down in the despair of the death. Look at how we are coming together. What are we going to do now? Are we going to keep this going? What is our new normal going to look like? What do we want our new normal to look like? You have all the power in your hands right now. What are you going to do with it? Be blessed. Keep your mental and your emotional as stable as you possibly can. Do what you need to do in the healthiest way to maintain. You can do it. You matter. You alone can create change, even if it's just change in the world that you live in immediately. Your change will affect future generations and legacies. Never, ever, ever think that you as one person can't make any difference in anyone's life. Come on now. You are uniquely made. You are uniquely made. There's only one of you. Use your power. Find your power. Find your voice and make real change. We can do it. I feel it. I see a change coming. Don't give up on it. Keep fighting. Alhamdulillah, I love you.